exhibitions that we have on throughout the course of the weekend. We also have a lot of participants who are musicians or who are using music for performances. So here in Sada's House we have our opening performance will feature Philip Quinn and two of the other participants of households, one who's a visual artist and another one who is going to be performing in Dermore Avenue with her partner. They are going to be using sounds and music as like a primitive language for communication, and they're inviting people to come in and out of their house throughout Saturday. So that'll be Gemma McMahon and Matthew Roger. And then as well as that, we have Claire Hall doing a performance on the Saturday evening, which will be her playing disco music and performing for anyone who wants to come by. As well as that, we have a band from Belfast called Blue Whale who will be performing on the Friday night. So you can pop around and see them. And then we also we will have a performance outside the Armo Park, which will be a disco around the lights at the Armo Park, which Marty Carter will be conducting. And then to round off the weekend, we will have a trad session later on the Sunday evening to kind of finish everything off.
I suppose what I'm particularly looking forward to is seeing how audiences react to the more intimate experiences that are going to be on offer. There are certain events that must be kind of booked in advance through our website. 1211, who are an artist collective just round the corner on Hay Park, I think, are doing a series of appointments, basically, where the experience of what they're presenting in their home is going to be only viewed by one person at a time. Along with that, Sighle will be again inviting people this time as couples to stay in her bedroom, which is going to be transformed into some sort of boudoir, and who knows what I suppose eventually will go on in there. And then there are other kind of events that punctuate the weekend that have limited audience capacity and things like that, which I think will be really interesting, because it kind of puts, especially certain ones that are going to put strangers alongside strangers, where you know things where you're forced to interact with people you might not otherwise interact with, should be real highlights.
One of the houses in the Household Festival that I think you just can't miss is the old converted stables up in Rosetta Park. In this really unusual building, there's going to be a couple of different events. The residents who live there at the moment are going to make an installation piece based around the previous residents of the house, which include Hare Krishna and I think that's all that I know actually. And I can't remember, but it's going to be a really nice installation piece with music and with written pieces as well. Up at the stables as well, there's going to be a sculptural installation by Liam Crichton, who's just had a show here at Sada's House. And then finally there'll be a theatre piece by the Spud Gun Theatre Company, and they are going to work with the setting and move from room to room, and the audience is invited to follow the actors as they perform, and I think that's going to be a really special piece.
I'm very excited to see what's going to be happening not only inside the houses but also in more unusual outdoor spaces. So some of the events will be taking place in alleyways, for instance Martin Boyle's billboard bunting and a screening of Dark Days, and also in Ormo Park, where one of our artists will be living outdoors for a week behind, and you can leave messages behind the bandstand. We'll have a cycling jaunt on the Sunday, followed by a cycling knickknacks swap shop, and we're going to have two artists cooking Ulster fries in the park as well as an artist collaborative celebrating a birthday with a picnic in the park.
So the core programming that we started off with was getting artists to curate their houses. So we've got quite a few houses which have several artists living in them. So they're going to curate visual art exhibitions. So we have House of Sandwich, which I live in, which is on Delhi Parade, and there's 4 of us. So we're doing the bedroom, performances by Cian Donnelly, film work by Phil Hessian, the Sandwich Artist, which is another little mysterious one, which I won't give too much away about, involves sandwiches and a hedge. Then there's also Domestos, which is Jenny Keane and Catherine Devlin's house, and they're curating kind of quite a big show in a very small house as well. They've got about 6 artists, I think, involved, which will be installations, performances and film. And then there's Alissa and Rory's house, which is called Others, and that's got, I think, 7 artists in that as well, which again will be a mixture of photography, installation. Have a look at this. Another one of the houses that's curating sort of I think 4 artists maybe are going to be in that one, and I think that's all. Sada's house as well, of course, which is also going to act as the sort of meeting points as well, and they'll host a series of talks and an opening events, but they're also curating a show called Do It, which involves lots of international and deceased artists. More to be confirmed.